I'll ask you a very branded question. How much Jägermeister was consumed on Saturday night?
That's a good question. The answer to that is a lot, man. They definitely stayed on brand with the Jägermeister Cup, and that was the first thing we were getting after.
Hello, welcome to the United Soccer Lounge. My name is Riley James. It's really the United Champion Lounge today as we welcome Sebastian Anderson from Hartford Athletic, as he was the man who provided the assist to get past Sacramento Republic in the USL Jägermeister Cup Final. We talk about the locker room afterwards, the party that ensued into the night, flipping around, playing a couple days later against Oakland, beating them 6 games unbeaten on the road in the league, 7 overall with the Cup Final. A spectacular run that they have been on. We talk about all that today as this Cup Final brings them into the last month of the year and into a playoff position. So all of that, plenty more. A fantastic Marlon Harrison story that I'm really excited that you'll get to hear at the end of today's show. But that'll do it for us off the top. Thank you so much for watching our show. If you like it, you can subscribe to it on goals.tv. Just search the United Soccer Lounge. And Goals TV is available on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining the show. And here's the interview with a Jägermeister Cup champion. Please welcome to the show a defender for Hartford Athletic who just lifted their first trophy in club history. He lifts his first trophy as a professional by way of Colorado Springs, by way of the Rapids Youth Academy, and from Sacramento, California. Please welcome to the show, Sebastian Anderson. Sebastian, thank you so much for doing the show, man. How are you?
I'm great. Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Congratulations on the win, man. That was quite the game that you guys put together last week.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, definitely a crazy run, crazy past couple of weeks. Just awesome to have that trophy now.
Yeah. Now, because I'm a company man and we work a lot with USL, I'll ask you a very branded question. How much Jägermeister was consumed on Saturday night?
That's a good question. The answer to that is a lot, man. They definitely stayed on brand with the Jägermeister Cup, and that was the first thing we were getting after.
Now, obviously, you guys had a game a couple of days later, so I imagine some leadership was trying to pump the brakes a little bit on you guys. Obviously, a successful trip out to California, you win a trophy. A couple of days later, you beat Oakland. You guys are in a great position. We'll talk about where you guys are in the league in just a few moments, but you are from Sacramento, right? Like that is a incredible thing to go and be able to play in your hometown. What were you feeling when you suited up in a place that you know so well?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a crazy feeling. Like I was born in Sacramento, spent a couple years there when I was younger, before I moved to Colorado, and it's just one of those things that it's funny how it works out, you know. Going back there to be able to win my first trophy, it just felt a little different. The air felt different, and it's kind of one of those moments that are like, hey, like this is just set up perfectly to go and do it, and we went and did it.
And it's one of those things out of a movie, man. Like
Yeah,
you go away and of all the places in the USL Jägermeister Cup final could have been, and it had to be in Sacramento, and that's a fantastic thing. And congratulations again to you guys. Obviously Hartford, this is their first ever trophy in club history, and your first season with them, but knowing the history, being there for as long as you have now, what did it mean for you to represent that city, that club, to finally get their hands on a piece of silverware?
yeah. I mean, I think it's ginormous. Like it's huge for the club. Like you said, their first trophy. Hopefully first so many, but getting that first one out the way, it's big. I mean, one of the reasons I came here was just because I heard the fans were so into it. They were such incredible fans. I mean, obviously it's no secret that Hartford hasn't been great over their first few years.
Yeah.
But the fans have stuck with them through the whole time, and that's something that really drew me to it. And to be able to give back to the community here, give back that trophy to the fans, just see their excitement, how energetic, how happy everyone was. It was awesome.
Something about that Northeast, man, those fans with those teams, they're so passionate and they're so
Yeah.
loyal to those clubs up there. We see that in Portland. We see that a couple places. Obviously, you guys up in Connecticut, it's amazing to be able to see that. Now this is a soccer show, so I gotta have to ask you a tactical question or two. That you had an assist that ended up winning the game. You're very familiar with Brendan Burke's system. You played under him at Colorado Springs. What about the system against Sacramento worked so well defensively, and obviously to get a set piece goal and to be able to score the winner? What was working so well in that match in particular?
Yeah, I mean that's a great question. We obviously knew that Sacramento was is a great team. All kudos to them. They're possession oriented. And we kind of knew that. We knew we weren't going to go onto their field and bop the ball around. That's not really who we are. It's not really what we tried to do either. We knew if we were defensively sound that there would be opportunities to counterattack, opportunities like you said on set pieces. And we definitely spent a lot of time on set pieces, not just over the last week, but over the last few months. At the beginning of the season, we're kind of leaking in set pieces left and right, and we weren't really happy with that. So we kind of sat down as a team and sorted out, wrinkled out some stuff, and like we've been a lot better the last few months, and it really just came down to that set piece. We have assistant coach Aaron Wheeler who's on them and has been really diligent with them. And it's honestly insane how much time they spend doing analysis, looking over videos of other team, all that sort of stuff. And that was just sort of one where he came to us on Friday and was like, hey, this is what they do on set pieces. This is their system. This is their setup. This is where we may have an opportunity. And yeah, just kind of looked up there, saw that Samu was top of the box there. Michi was also top of the box, but only one of them. Kind of had that set play where Michi dragged them down and opened up the space for Samu. And after that, it was easy, just roll the ball in there and Samu did the rest.
How satisfying is it? I guess I should be asking your coaches, but how satisfying is it to see it in training, to do it over and over and over again, then to execute it in a cup final and put the ball in the back of the net? Obviously, you're the assister, so you're a massive part of the play, but man, it's got to be so cool to see it go from the training pitch to a cup final.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's just something where we won the game off the field.
Yeah.
Nothing really that we did on the field other than just doing it. But having that stuff that you look off the field, that the tactics, the set pieces, all that, where you kind of win the game and help prepare yourself even more for on the field. And yeah, seeing it come together in real time on the field it's awesome.
Now, I want to go back to the relationship that you have with Brendan Burke. Obviously, he comes over from Colorado Springs. You make your way over from Colorado Springs. You don't follow a coach if you don't like him, right? Like that's a big thing in this, especially this league, but all around the world. Coaches move, players move with them. What is the relationship that you have with him, and what does it look like in Hartford maybe than in Colorado Springs?
Yeah, I mean, I have a great relationship with Brendan. Really thankful for everything he's done for me over the past 4 or 5 years. But yeah, like you said, being with him in Colorado, I saw a coach that was changing a club. I actually got a glimpse of Colorado Springs in 2019. Went down on loan there for a couple games end of the season, and it was not really a great club back then.
Yeah.
Had a lot of similarities to what Hartford was when I came at the start of the season. But seeing what Brendan can do and how he can change a culture there, bring in a winning culture, a place where players want to succeed, and obviously a lot of players having success there. You follow a coach that does that. You follow a winning coach, and yeah, he's the reason I'm out here right now, and just super grateful for him and everything he's done.
Now, obviously, it's worked for more than just you. That you guys have had a stellar road record. Now, 6 straight league wins, 7 overall with the cup final. I mean, what has worked so well on the road? Because it's very, very hard, especially with you guys being tucked away in the Northeast. That's a long road trip a lot of the time. What's worked so well to be able to play so well away from home?
Yeah, I think it's just having kind of a warrior mentality. You're away from home. You don't have the fans there. It's about getting the win by any means necessary. And we have really good leadership in the group. We have Scarlett, Joe, all these guys, Marley, that have been everywhere in USL, have won trophies, have won road games, and they know what it takes. So I feel like they do a really good job to get us going before the game. Maybe if it's, like you said, long travel, whatever, you don't want to be there, but they get you going before the game and tell you that, hey, we have another trophy to chase. We need more points on the board. We want that home playoff spot. Really get you going before the game.
Now, I want to go back to something that I found interesting that you just mentioned. You got another trophy to chase. What was the turnaround period from celebratory to, hey, we got to prepare for Oakland? Was it that night? Was it 24-hour rule? Like, what was that couple of days like for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it was kind of like a 24-hour thing. Obviously, winning a trophy, you have to celebrate.
Yeah.
The staff, everyone was behind us. They were like, hey, first trophy for a lot of the guys, first trophy in club history. This is something that you need to cherish the moment. You need to take time. You need to hang out with your teammates, go celebrate. So that was awesome. Definitely celebrated, enjoyed the night. And then right after it, the next morning, everyone was kind of resting, recovering, and ready for Oakland. And the awesome part about the team right now is that we have so many guys that will go in and do a job. Like we had a lot of guys that maybe didn't start in the final and then went and started in Oakland and did a job there. Got us the 3 points that we needed and pushed us into third place. So it's just awesome having a group of guys that you can put in and they'll do the job, they'll get the win, and that's important for having a great team.
Now, be honest with me. That report time, did that come maybe an hour or two later than normal after that night?
Yeah, for sure. They definitely gave us some extra grace for that.
Man, it's so cool. I've been in places that trophies have been won, especially by home teams. Obviously, you guys were on the road, but I was in Houston for when they won the Oakland Cup final in 18, and just the celebratory atmosphere and the players celebrating. They had a game a couple of days later on that Sunday, but how big of a deal it is to win a trophy. And like you mentioned, it's the first trophy in club history to be able to celebrate that. Kudos to you guys. Kudos to the staff over in Hartford. But you guys do have another trophy to chase. You're in a playoff position as we stand right now. What does this cup win do for you guys the rest of the way? Because I can imagine you bring a lot of momentum into it, but you've also played a lot of extra games.
Yeah, for sure. I think the key word you used there was momentum. That's just kind of a baseline for us saying, hey, we can do this. We mentioned before that it's the first trophy in club history, so maybe there's kind of some nerves there, like, oh, can we win it? Can we really go this far? All that, but just getting that Jägermeister Cup shows us, hey, we can do this. We can beat any team, no matter home, away, on the road, whatever. We can win, and so just kind of putting that in our back pocket, having it there, knowing, hey, when we get to it, hopefully we have a USL Cup final to chase here as well. Like if we get to there, we can do that as well.
Well, it's also very interesting because they're very different styles of like the feeling when you go into a game. Like cup football and knockout football is wildly different than the league, and then obviously the league playoff is a little bit different than a cup. Like so, balancing those things. Obviously, you've been a part of a couple of things now. To be able to transition back to league play and into a playoff push, like what has been the switch in mindset from tournament to tournament to tournament to league, and now like all we have left is this. What is the locker room talk as you entered the last few games of the year?
Yeah, it's definitely different. At the end of the day, it's a soccer game. You play 90 minutes out there, you do your best, you do what it takes for the team to win. So in that aspect, it's not too different. But yeah, I mean, one thing you mentioned before is the congested schedule. You put these cup games on in between the regular season schedule, and sometimes you're playing that Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, the 3 games in a week. Now that Jaeger's done, all we really have to do is focus on the league, and we have Saturday game, and we're not really going to have a Wednesday game in between now. So we have more time to rest, more time to recover, more time to think about the game. So I think it's definitely beneficial for us to have that rest and recovery a little bit more now, so we can really pop on the weekend.
Now we have a few extra minutes. I don't want to kind of. I am curious because the congested schedule is not just an American problem. It's a problem all around the world. Um, what are some of the ways that you recover? Obviously you had the match off against Oakland, but you've played in those really congested weeks. What is the best way that you've kind of found that your body responds the most to, I need to do this?
Yeah, I think for me personally, I'm a big guy and just rest. Like lay down, kick your feet up, do nothing. Like you really don't want to be walking around or doing anything. If you can just sit down and recover, for me, that's how my body responds the best. On those Saturday, Wednesday, Saturdays, I'll hop into an ice bath, do that sort of stuff, foam roll, have compressions on. That's been really helpful in my career. But really just anything you can to get ready for that short turnaround is helpful. But yeah, definitely like rest, try to sleep as much as possible, and ice bath definitely helps us a lot as well.
Now, and we need to talk about I talked to the league about. I mean, you guys played a final on Saturday, and then you got to turn around to play a Tuesday game. I mean, that's crazy. I know it's both in California, so you don't have to go very far, but still, it's wild that you guys had to do that. And obviously, they want to do the Jägermeister Cup, and I think it's going to be very beneficial when you add in the first division. And it's so cool to see League One teams play championship teams, and you guys had that during the group stage. But to go on and have the success that you've had during that cup, it's amazing. Hopefully that parlays into a deep playoff run, maybe even a second trophy in club history. But your first year in Hartford, obviously it's not done yet, but through this point in the year, trophy in the bag, medal in the cabinet. What's been your takeaway of playing for Hartford Athletic? Because you spent most of your career in Colorado, right? So what's been the feeling going out towards the east?
Yeah, I mean, it's just been a roller coaster. That's the best I could describe it. Obviously the start of the year wasn't great. Felt a little hopeless at times when we weren't getting results. And then we just had a kind of like a quick turnaround. We started getting some results, and those results kind of compiled. And now you look back at it, and I think it's something crazy. We have, I think, 3 losses in the last 20, 21 games across all competitions. So it's like, it's just, yeah, I think it's just a good gut check. It's a crazy reminder that things can change really quick. Just because we started off poorly doesn't mean like we're going to finish poorly. We have sitting third right now. We have a Jägermeister Cup, and obviously it's just crazy how things change fast. But yeah, it's been different. Wanting to get out of Colorado and kind of go somewhere else to challenge myself. And personally, it's definitely been a challenge, and I think it's helped me develop as not only a person but as a player as well. It's awesome having guys that I've known from Colorado, like Brendan, like Michi, all these guys, Haji coming back now, all these guys that are kind of feel like home, a little home away from home, but just kind of challenging myself, getting myself out here in Connecticut, and it's been really rewarding.
Now, I always get very nice DMs when I ask players this. So I'm going to ask you. You're not from Connecticut. Your first time probably in Connecticut is when you arrived to play for Hartford. What is your favorite thing about Connecticut? And they especially love the food question. So what if you're going out? If someone is going to Connecticut for the first time, what should they go and get to eat? Because I can imagine it's seafood, right?
That's what I thought when I first got here, but I feel like people are most proud of the pizza here. They got the New Haven style pizza here, and people swear by it. So
that's true, I guess. Yeah. No, man, I know the people in Hartford, Connecticut love Hartford, Connecticut. It's amazing to see these little gems of American soccer. And I interviewed Marlon Harrison last year. It was like episode 3 of this podcast. And he said the same thing when he first got there. And it's amazing. I wish you guys all of the success going forward. Obviously, best of luck in the playoffs. Where are you going to keep the medal? Have you found a place for that thing yet?
I haven't decided yet. It's sitting on my counter right now. I'll have to find a better spot than that.
I interviewed Jordan Lister, the captain of the Tampa Bay Sun, after they won the Super League title, and she hadn't taken hers off. Like it was like 20 hours after the final. Yeah. When did you finally get that thing off your body?
Oh, dude. I mean, after the game, I wore it for a few hours. Definitely, finally took it off to sleep. But I mean, we definitely had some of our team rocking it through the airport, not wanting to take it off. So.
What do you make of Marlon with the trophy in the bed? Did you see that?
Yeah. It's incredible, man. So happy for him. It's I have a little funny story for you that many people might not know, but Marlon was actually at Colorado Rapids 2018 when I was first an academy kid there. And the cool part about that was Marlon was actually a right back there at Rapids. So I was an academy kid, obviously playing right back, growing up. Going to first team training every day, learning how to play right back from Marlon Harrison, and kind of to come here and play with him on the same team is definitely a full circle moment.
That's awesome, man. Well, I wish you guys all the best going forward. 2 of my favorite players that I've talked to, obviously, I mean, we talk about players in media training all the time. You're a professional at being able to speak words. You maybe have a career in television when your playing days are over, but thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. Best of luck through the playoffs, and please stay healthy.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much to everyone in Hartford to help make this show happen. Now, a major shout out to this woman named Melissa who dealt with me from the club. I sent a million emails to her. Now, a lot of them were like double emails. You can't really do that in the business world a lot of the time. I did it. I badgered her. We got this show done. It was going to be done after the final and then the day after. And then they traveled. They played a game against Oakland. They traveled again. So many things got in the way of our initial plan for what this show was going to be, but I'm happy it happened. I'm happy it turned out the way that it did. Chris Gloucester was on the show last week, and he was fantastic from New Mexico. Everyone's happy. We got on the winner of the Jägermeister Cup, and they're satisfied with the show. I'm satisfied with the show, and Goals TV has obviously approved this to go out onto the internet. So everyone's happy. Thank you again so much to everyone in Hartford. Sebastian for his time doing it from his car. We love when guys do it from their car. It's so funny to me to see that happen. So that'll do it for us. Thank you so much for watching this show. If you like this show, you can get in touch with us on the internet. I am at Riley James IAC on Instagram and X. The Instagram account for this show is at USL on Goals. The parent company is at goals.tv on Instagram, at goals_TV on X, and there's many great creators making wonderful content about the world of soccer and everything in it, including the entire catalog of my show, available on www.goals.tv. We're also on YouTube. Almost at 10,000 subscribers. Go do that, please. We're almost there. We want to get there before USL playoffs, so please go subscribe to us on YouTube. And there's so many great things on the YouTube that is not this show. Eric Winalda's show lives on YouTube. MLS content, NWSL, debate shows. I mean, there's a plethora of really, really fantastic content in Goals TV's YouTube. So go do that. But that'll do it for us. Thank you so much for watching the show. For Sebastian Anderson and all of Hartford, Connecticut, winning their first ever trophy, I'm Riley James. If anyone cares, we'll see you again next week.